The day was soft and warm, a gentle promise whispered on the breeze. Edison and Divine arrived at the twin lakes, Ruhondo and Burera, with hearts full of quiet excitement. The air itself seemed to hum with a special kind of magic, a feeling that this place was set apart from the rest of the world. They had dreamed of this day for a long time, a simple escape just for the two of them. The journey had been long, but as they stepped out and saw the vast, calm water stretching before them, all tiredness melted away. It was a place where time seemed to slow down, where every moment held the potential for a beautiful memory. Their adventure began with a simple plan: to walk and to be together. They left their bags behind, needing nothing more than each other's company. The path they chose was a simple dirt trail that hugged the shoreline, a ribbon of earth between the lush green hills and the deep blue water. Edison reached for Divine's hand, his fingers lacing through hers with a familiar comfort. She looked at him, her smile as bright as the afternoon sun. It was a silent conversation, a shared understanding that this was more than just a walk. It was a celebration of their love, a quiet and profound acknowledgement of the bond they shared. As they walked, the world around them opened up in breathtaking detail. The gentle lapping of the waves against the shore provided a soothing soundtrack to their steps. Birds with colorful feathers darted through the trees, their songs adding to the peaceful symphony of nature. Edison pointed out a small fishing boat gliding silently across the water in the distance, its lone occupant a silhouette against the shimmering surface. Divine leaned her head on his shoulder for a moment, absorbing the tranquility of the scene. In this perfect place, every small detail felt significant, a piece of a larger, more beautiful picture they were creating together. The initial part of their walk was filled with a comfortable silence, the kind that only exists between two people who know each other's souls. There was no need for words to fill the space. Their joined hands and the occasional shared glance were enough. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and fresh water, a clean and invigorating aroma that cleared their minds. They were completely present, absorbed in the moment and in each other. The promise of the Twin Lakes was already being fulfilled, wrapping them in a blanket of peace and romance, setting the stage for the unforgettable evening that was about to unfold. As the afternoon began to fade, the sky started its slow, magnificent transformation. The sun, a fiery orb, began its descent toward the horizon, casting a golden glow over everything it touched. The waters of Lake Ruhondo and Lake Burera, once a deep and mysterious blue, now shimmered with liquid gold. The surface of the lakes became a perfect mirror, reflecting the brilliant colors of the sky. Edison and Divine stopped walking, standing side by side, completely captivated by the spectacle. It was as if an artist was painting a masterpiece just for them, each brushstroke of light adding another layer of beauty to the scene. The world felt vast and yet incredibly intimate. The hills surrounding the lakes were bathed in a warm, honey-colored light. Their verdant slopes, once a vibrant green, now seemed to be dusted with gold. The shadows grew long, stretching like gentle fingers across the landscape. Divine sighed softly, a sound of pure contentment. "It's even more beautiful than I imagined," she whispered, her voice barely disturbing the quiet air. Edison squeezed her hand gently in response, his eyes fixed on the horizon, but his thoughts entirely with her. He felt a profound sense of gratitude to be sharing this breathtaking view with the person who made his world complete. This was a memory they would hold on to forever. The colors in the sky deepened with each passing minute. Hues of fiery orange, soft pink and deep purple blended together in a seamless, awe-inspiring display. The clouds, which had been white and fluffy earlier in the day, now looked like soft strokes of rose and lavender. The gentle waves continued their rhythmic dance, each one catching the light and sparkling like 1,000 tiny jewels. Edison and Divine felt as if they were standing at the very edge of the world, witnesses to a private and sacred event. The sheer beauty of it all was overwhelming, a powerful reminder of the wonder that exists in nature and in love. In that moment, surrounded by the stunning panorama, they felt a connection not just to each other, but to the earth itself. The grandeur of the sunset made them feel small, yet their love felt as immense and infinite as the sky above. They stood in silence for a long time, simply breathing it all in. The air grew cooler, but they barely noticed, warmed by the incredible display and the closeness they shared. The canvas of gold and blue was not just in the sky and on the water, it was reflected in their eyes, a perfect backdrop for the love story that was unfolding, one gentle moment at a time. The magic of the sunset seemed to draw them even closer together. As they resumed their walk along the water's edge, their steps were slow and unhurried. The golden light softened their features, making every glance and smile seem even more tender. Edison turned to Divine, his heart so full he felt it might overflow. He tucked a stray strand of her hair behind her ear, his touch light and gentle. She leaned into his hand, her eyes closing for a brief moment as she savored the simple, affectionate gesture. It was in these small, quiet interactions that their love shone the brightest, more powerful than any grand declaration. Their conversation was a series of soft whispers, secrets shared only between them and the listening waves. They talked about their dreams, their hopes for the future, and the little things that made them happy. Divine's laughter, a light and musical sound, floated on the evening air, as Edison recounted a funny memory from their past. He loved the way her eyes crinkled at the corners when she laughed, a sight he cherished more than any sunset. He found himself watching her more than the spectacular view, because to him, she was the most beautiful sight in the world. They paused near a cluster of smooth grey rocks by the shore. Edison sat down and pulled Divine gently onto his lap, wrapping his arms around her. She rested her head back against his chest, and together they watched the last sliver of the sun disappear behind the distant hills. The sky was now a deep velvety purple, and the first stars were beginning to appear, twinkling like tiny diamonds. The peacefulness of the lake at twilight was absolute. There were no other sounds besides the gentle lapping of the water and the steady rhythm of their own breathing, a comforting and intimate symphony. In the quiet that followed, their connection felt deeper than ever. It was a moment of perfect harmony where words were no longer necessary. They communicated through the steady beat of their hearts, the warmth of their embrace, and the shared sense of peace that enveloped them. Divine traced small circles on the back of Edison's hand with her thumb, a simple, loving gesture that spoke volumes. He held her a little tighter, resting his chin on the top of her head. This was their sanctuary, a place where their love was the only thing that mattered, pure and undisturbed by the outside world. As the last colors of the sunset faded from the sky, a deep sense of peace settled over the twin lakes. The day was ending, but for Edison and Divine it felt like a new beginning. The romantic escapade had etched itself into their hearts, not just as a beautiful memory, but as a defining moment in their relationship. The shared experience of witnessing such profound natural beauty had strengthened their bond in a way they hadn't anticipated. It was a reminder that the most meaningful moments are often the simplest ones. A shared sunset, a quiet walk, a gentle touch. Their love felt as timeless and enduring as the ancient hills surrounding them. Standing up from the rocks, they held hands once more and began their slow walk back. The path was now bathed in the soft, silvery light of the rising moon. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the clean scent of the lake. They walked in a comfortable silence, their minds filled with the images and feelings of the day. Every part of the experience, the golden light, the gentle waves, the shared laughter, was now a part of their story. This day at Lake Ruhondo was more than just a trip. It was a chapter they would revisit in their minds for years to come, a source of warmth and joy. The connection they shared was palpable, a quiet energy that flowed between them. It was in the way Edison instinctively tightened his grip on her hand when the path became uneven, and in the way Divine leaned her head on his shoulder, trusting him completely. Their love was not loud or dramatic. It was a steady, gentle flame that burned brightly in the quiet moments. This day had been a testament to that love, proving that its strength lay in its tenderness, its patience, and its ability to find beauty in the stillness. They were two souls perfectly in tune, moving through the world as one. As they finally reached the end of their walk, they turned for one last look at the moonlit water. The lakes were calm and serene, holding the secrets of their romantic day. Edison looked at Divine, his heart full of a love so deep it was impossible to put into words. He simply smiled, and she smiled back, a perfect unspoken understanding passing between them. In the heart of Rwanda, by the tranquil shores of the twin lakes, their love had found a perfect reflection. It was a love etched in sunset, as beautiful, peaceful, and profound as the scenery that had surrounded them.